Here are the current standings for the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year. Points accumulated by the team who wins the race, fan votes, and an ESPN pick. Make your pick for the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year by texting the car number for the pit crew you think's the fastest and most valuable in each race to 2258. Standard messaging rates apply. Under caution for rain. Just little showers peppering the radar all around us, and we've caught a little edge of one right now. The track, NASCAR says, is still in decent shape, so keeping the cars out there under caution. We'll be going back racing here in just a minute. Michael Waltrip, the leader for the moment. He has not pitted under this yellow flag. He's pitting right now, as a matter of fact, peeling off. First guy off of pit road for the guys that stopped. Matt Kenseth in the 17. Rusty, they only changed the 2 right side tires.
Yeah, Alan, 2 tires. I think that's a pretty good move right now this early in the race. You look at Matt Kenseth with 2 tires. I've got Ryan Newman with 2, Kevin Harvick, 3 really good cars right here. Take a look at the graphic. Casey Mears, Elliott Sadler, the rest of them. 2 tires. I think it's a great time to try this and see if it's going to work. Remember, folks, this is a very hard tire. A lot of teams think that right side tires will work, but they don't know. They will know after this run right here.
We talked about this in the pre-race show, the importance of track position. And what happens if these 2 tires do work, it puts these guys on a good sequence. So when they get to the end of the race, they can stay up front and have an opportunity to come down pit road for that last pit stop, make the proper adjustment, and stay up front, not get shuffled back.
So we'll see how it works out for Matt Kenseth. Right now, Terry Labonte, the leader. He did not pit under this caution. Max Pappas as well. Kenseth showing first in line of the guys who stopped. He's 3rd. And Jimmy Johnson runs 4th on the racetrack. Jamie, Carl Edwards, he's kind of deep in the muck here, huh?
He is 39th, and just real quick on Matt Kenseth, his car is so good, he didn't want any adjustments. That's why they took the 2 tires. Now his teammate Carl Edwards, yesterday in happy hour, they said the car was handling well. They just struggled with speed, a little bit frustrating for him. Car in the race now, super loose. So Carl just came in and said, do whatever you want. They went down 3 rounds on the track bar, made 3 rounds of wedge and 4 tires in that car to try to get it up, because you guys, he's just going backwards.
Pretty drastic swing at it early by Bob Osborne, Carl Edwards crew chief, back in 39th spot as we're under caution, just 40 laps in, a little rain shower on the Speedway.
Green flag waving here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jimmy Johnson on the inside with 4 fresh tires. Matt Kenseth was the leader as we came by. He became the 5th different leader tonight. And we'll see if he can sail up high. Here he comes. I don't wonder why he would give Johnson the inside with the fresher tires, with 4 tires, but now Jimmy trying to hammer the throttle and go into turn 3 and retake the lead, but Matt saying, nope, I want to try to hang on at least 1 more lap, if not more than that. That time by it would be Jimmy Johnson back as the leader. Here comes Kenseth back, and right behind him, side by side, the 18 of Kyle Busch and the 5 of Mark Martin.
Yeah, I know this 48 handles awfully good, but man, when he gets in the throttle, that baby goes. I'm telling you, look at this right down this back straightaway. He's pulling that 17 car a full car length. That's just power.
Well, a little bit loose for the 48 car. Now Kenseth trying to get back, and it'll still be Jimmy Johnson leading that lap.
Gets loose and still powers by him on the inside. I'm telling you, that's strong right there. Because that outside car has the momentum on the straightaway.
Denny Hamlin has taken the 4th spot away. See that 11 car now sneaking around the 18 and moving in on the 5.
Oh, a little loose by Jimmy Johnson right there. Mark Martin's going to go to the inside of Jimmy now.
Left side of your screen, that's 6th through about 10th there. Casey Mears a 0-7. You see Montoya there. Newman is there. Casey Kane is there, as well as the 83 car of Vickers.
You see, here comes Denny Hamlin to the outside of Mark Martin now, trying to take that 3rd spot away.
Jeff Gordon, right side of your screen on the inside of the 6th car. Tony Stewart behind him. Remember, Jeff Gordon had dropped back, and so had Tony Stewart, so they're now back at 12th and 13th position. Amazing what little adjusting on these cars will do here, Andy.
Yeah, and I know Matt Kenseth just took those 2 tires, and he is gone right now. I'm pretty impressed with that. You know, we saw at Kansas that the 16 car, Greg Biffle, his car worked best on 2 tires. Seemed like the older left side tires just worked better for him. It looks like it's doing that for Matt tonight.
Oh, Oh, my goodness. Wow. Casey Kane and Brian Vickers almost getting together. David Reagan had the best view right behind him as they were battling for position. That's ninth spot. How about David Reagan behind these guys, trying to back up that 7th place finish last week in California?
Yeah, it's good to see. This UPS team has struggled a lot of the year, but really had a good run last week. It looks like he has a good car for tonight. Get up in the mix, see what he can get out of this. Maybe get a top 5 this weekend.
Right in behind them, Tony Stewart in that 14 car trying to mix it up. Vince.
Well, and Tony Stewart slipped back about 7 or 8 spots in that first stint after starting 5th. He was back running around 12th or 13th where he is now. Said the car just a little bit too tight at the beginning of the run. Felt like it was just starting to come to him when that last yellow came out. They've had a little problem last week in California with it taking about 8 to 10 laps for the car to get going. They thought it was a little better here today, but it hasn't really shown that here in the early going.
He will just lose the 16th position, Vince, to Kevin Harvick in his position in getting ready to lose another one in the 2 car. Jimmy Johnson going up to the high side now. His car was wiggling and wobbling a little bit down on the bottom of the racetrack.
And Matt got a pretty good lead right there when you're going to have Jimmy kind of pinned to the bottom and maybe got him a little bit loose for a lap or 2. But now Jimmy's starting to get it sorted back out. Tony's struggling here. He's got him up on the high side now, and he just can't seem to find where his car wants to run and run fast right now. And we talk about these conditions being cool and a lot of grip out there, but you put those tires, these radial tires, in a situation with low air pressure and all of that, it makes these cars a handful to drive at the beginning. And I think that's what we saw with Jimmy Johnson as he fell back, and now he's starting to charge back to Matt Kenseth's bumper.
Johnson moving in on Kenseth, right side of your screens. You watch Tony Stewart now try not to lose the 17th spot. He's lost 3 positions in the last 3 laps. And you see Greg Biffle now trying to move in. Marcus Ambrose is there. Mike Bliss in the 71 and Truex in the 1 car. Jimmy Johnson right side, and he will retake the lead as he goes sailing by the 17 of Kenseth.
Yeah, Matt wasn't quite as anxious to try to hold him off there as he was earlier.
New leader, 48. Good job, my man. Smart driving.
Yeah, that sometimes Jimmy doesn't get enough credit for that either, of being smart. You know, his car was too loose to be doing that. Now we got a battle with the Transformer cars here.
Yeah, it is Megatron versus Optimus Prime. Megatron is Jeff Gordon. Optimus Prime, he's the leader of the peace-loving Autobots, by the way. Optimus Prime, and that's Ryan Newman.
Usually the good guy wins out, but right now Jeff Gordon, who's the bad guy here. Yeah, but it's not over. By paint scheme, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, by paint scheme.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. By the way, they are back in 9th and 10th positions. We move back and watch Kevin Harvick now trying to move up. See the 2 car behind him, Kurt Busch. Let's update Kurt Busch. Dave.
Well, he's got a good race car, Doc, but they lost a bunch of positions on that pit stop because they removed a spring rubber from the left rear of the car. He had been reporting that the car was loose in, tight in the center, and loose off. Lost a bunch of positions on pit road, radioed back to his crew. Let's not ever make that spring rubber option an option again, whether we have to put one in or take one out. They lost so much time, Kurt trying to get it back now.
I hate that when you get that option. They want to make an adjustment, but you lose all that time. And then you got to try to drive it back on the racetrack, and it's awfully tough to pass as competitive as it is here. 2nd place, the 11 car. You were talking about how good Denny Hamlin was in happy hour yesterday, and he is showing it here in the early laps of the race. Yeah,
and he was good last week. He's been good in all of these races in the chase. He just made a slight miscalculation on that restart that really cost him. You know, we talked about Joey Logano's problems in the pits and getting himself way back there. He's really been mired back here in traffic. He's not making a lot of headway. He has moved up to the 25th spot now, but it's really taken him some time to get through this traffic.
Behind Logano is the 19 car of Elliott Sadler, and that pink paint scheme not only drawing attention to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. His mom, Belle, was diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2007, so a special meeting for Elliott Sadler to have that paint scheme on his car here tonight.
Yeah, it really is. You see right behind him is David Stremme. And then down on the bottom there is Elliott Sadler's teammate, A.J. Allmendinger, in the 44 car.
A.J. coming off his first DNF of the year last week at California.